I want to share two stories that impacted the way that I think, and just kind of understand people whose experiences were very different than mine. And it's impacted how I think about race relations, how I think about people. Both of them took place while I was in Chicago in 1993. It was a seminary experience. I spent 3.5 months living at the Olive Branch Rescue Mission, 1047 West Madison Street. It's no longer there. They moved it to a different part of town. But back then, that was a rough neighborhood. I was actually 2 streets over from Oprah Winfrey's television studio. And down the road from Cabrini Green, one of the most dangerous housing projects in America, but also the United Center, where the Bulls would play. And back in 93, that's when Jordan and Pippen were playing, and we would see their limos drive by all the time and wave, hoping that I could say, hey, I waved to Michael Jordan. I met some wonderful people there, people whose experiences were very different. The life experience is very different than mine. I grew up in a suburb of Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts, in a decent, well-to-do, if you will, community. These people were hard living people. Some of them are homeless, drug addicts, just very, very difficult lives. One of the gentlemen that I met was Jimmy Stewart. Caring, gentle, loving, godly man that I grew to respect tremendously. He had the genuinest, gentlest heart of gold. One day we were walking down Halstead Street, and we'd spent the whole morning together, and a cop drove by, and I thought nothing of it. It's just a cop doing his thing, cop driving by. But I could feel his energy, change. I could feel him go from calm to anxious. And I was like, James, you didn't do anything. You got nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. It's just going to drive right by. And he was like, no, you don't understand. As a black man, anytime the police show up, I get nervous because I don't know in which direction that it's going to go to, because it could get bad very quickly. And I was like, but you didn't do anything. He's like, it doesn't matter. It just happens. Something that I'd never thought of. I couldn't even imagine. But yet, someone who I knew as a good man lived with this anxiety. Even though he knows he didn't do anything wrong, he still lived with this anxiety. He taught me something. Well, he taught me something else too, and this is nothing to do with race relations, but every time I saw this man, he had the same darn jacket on. He probably only had one jacket. Maybe this was it. And at the last time we met before I left, I said, James, that jacket is iconic. It is you. You are that jacket. And I just think that that's the neatest thing. The dude took the jacket off, and he gave it to me. And you might be mad at me for taking a hard-living man's jacket, but I took the man's jacket, made sure he got another one. But that jacket became a cherished possession for me of this over-generous, caring, loving man who taught me so much. That's one story. Another story, and this is no exaggerations, completely true. I helped somebody move in Chicago one Saturday, and it was just one of the people who worked at the mission. And so I got all dirty and I got all sweaty, and I was on the subway on my way back to Olive Branch Rescue Mission. And there was this woman sitting across from me, and she was a little older, and you could tell she was kind of a little weird, just odd. And she was clutching her purse and looking at me. And mind you, I had been working all day, so I was sweaty and I was dirty and I was unkempt. And she was clutching her purse and kept looking at me. And she said, and finally, after this was on for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I know what you want to do. She said, you want to steal my purse. And I just was like, lady, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm a seminarian. I'm studying to be a minister, and you're accusing me, and all of a sudden I got filled with so much anger, that she would just kind of unfairly put this upon me. That honestly, true confession time. This is the truth. I said, I will steal her purse and show her, just to piss her off. I didn't. But the thought crossed my mind, and I was offended. And I was upset that she would put that negative thought upon me when she did not even know who I was, just by looking at me. She made that assumption that I was out to steal her purse. And that was another lesson that I learned in Chicago. And the negative energy and the anger that I felt, I said, I wonder if that's how James felt. When he gets nervous when the cops come. And so these are things that I've learned, and these are things that have shaped, kind of how I think about people whose experiences and lives were very different than mine. And I hope that you understand the message behind them. And I'm hopeful that we are moving towards a better America. I love this country, and I love the people in it.